Good morning, bedheads. Top of the morning to ya. Happy St. Patrick's Day. This is the best I could do. I could only find a Mardi Gras hat, but I thought, it's kind of appropriate. What you doing on this fine St. Patrick's Day? Anybody gonna go drink some green beer? Have fun. Just be safe out there. Pretty fun. I'm not Irish, but why not? I celebrate Christmas too, and I'm not a Christian, so. Okay. So the mug for today, which I find this very funny, this mug. So 25 cents, found it at a thrift shop recently. Due to unfortunate circumstances, I'm awake. Okay, so obviously, click. So hi, I'm Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides, by the way. This is Coffee with Karen. Um, we just talk about stuff going on in the world and then bring it back to center. And we're all on a spiritual journey in this community and supporting each other on that journey. And so if you're new here, welcome. I do Coffee with Karen every morning, and then we post it at noon. So it's morning for me when I'm recording this. And then at 7 p.m., Sunday through Thursday, I post something, card reading or something with the spirit guides answering your questions. So check us out. If you're interested, subscribe, please. That'd be awesome. So anyways, I find this mug really interesting because obviously it's like people who don't want to, they're like, I'm awake, I don't want to be awake. But I actually see it the other way right now, due to unfortunate circumstances. So that is how people are getting awake. Do you know what I mean? It's just really ironic. I think it's really ironic because the unfortunate circumstances in this community would be F45, who would be our current acting president. I got somebody, I think when we did the F45's first wife, there was a comment that said, well, he's not acting president. 77 million people voted for him. I'm like, no, he's really acting. He's not acting like a president. He's not acting like a president. He's acting like a dictator. That's what he's acting like. So that's why I'm saying he's acting like a president, But that person isn't quite awake yet. All I do now when I get comments like that is I'll just encourage people I challenge you to spend a month or even a week or even a day watching something other than Fox News or Newsmax. Just and get off of X for a while. Just go explore something else. Go explore somebody else's opinion and then come back and let me know if you think he's acting as a president, So, isn't that funny? Okay. Yeah, so it's Mardi Gras too. Isn't Mardi Gras? Was that in February or it's the only hat I could find. Okay, so today I got a message from, of course, we do a message from using the pendulum every day. So my spirit guides have spelled out specific message as always. We've been doing this probably for a month now, which I love. I've got a couple of things that I have from watching other channels that I think are interesting. And I wanted to go over March energy just to kind of remind us. It's always helpful. It's not enough for me to get a message once and to make sense of it. So I do like to, especially as the messages pile on top of each other and we get more and more. And so I like to keep adding. So we're going to go over the 6 messages that my spirit guides, actually ours, because I asked collectively for the message. And in fact, I did that today for the message today. So your spirit guides added to the message. So we've got 6, as you know, some of you might know, we've got 6 messages for March so far. I've got 3 more to do. I got to do those today because I'm going to record that tonight. So we're going to get 3 more messages for March. And then we're going to spend tonight at 7 p.m. I'll post it, decoding using oracle cards, what they mean by, okay, and just getting some additional messages. Okay, so I'm going to talk about that. And then they picked this deck again, the crystals deck. Michael, thank you. Thank you. So yeah, this one popped out and fell. I have my own oracle deck for those who are new here. I have a set that has all my cards in it. And then I asked the SGs to tell me which cards to use today. So this is the one that, I mean, this one popped right on the floor. Sometimes, most of the time I'll get like 3 or 4 and then I have to ask them. So they really want us working with crystals right now. So, and I know people have been asking, I don't know if I ever showed this, but I know I mentioned that I got a unicorn, crystal. I don't know if I ever showed it. I don't think I did because it might have been in my bedroom at the time, but so it's fluorite. Isn't that pretty? So, oh, I know I was saying yesterday that I went to this one actually was broken right there, but I thought, you know what? Imperfection. It's okay. It's okay. This one, and I don't know if it's because it was fluorite, but it was bought in a shop and it was $50. That was a lot. But when I went to the rock show this weekend, they had ones there. They weren't quite as pretty as this. They weren't quite as detailed. But I still should have picked one up. One was obsidian. I wish I would have picked it up. But I wouldn't mind a little. I'm gonna, look for these. Wouldn't it be fun to have like, 5 or 6? I don't know if they come in all different stones, but it would be fun to have like different stones. But anyways, I should have picked that one up. It was $15 for obsidian, but this one was 50. So, and I think if you can find a rock store, a rock shop, no, not a rock shop, a rock and mineral show, because they don't have overhead necessarily, I think those things, they're going to be less expensive. That's my sense. I could be totally wrong about that because I've only gone to one. So I'm generalizing big time. So I'm sure if folks here can share their experience, because I know there's a lot of people who have spent quite a bit of time at rock shows. And really all you got to do is wherever you are, just Google, I would say rock and mineral shows near me. And then you'll get a schedule. If you just say rock shows, you'll get music. You'll get music venues. I did that once. Okay, so let's see. Regarding the postcard efforts that everybody is making, I have decided that I did see somebody talking, I don't know if it was Tabitha Speaks Politics. Anytime I mention other channels, I always post it in the description below in case you want to check it out. And then I got to write them down, make sure I post them. So I don't know if it was Tabitha Speaks Politics or who, but I don't know if I saw it maybe on a short, but that those who voted for F45 are, how some people are boycotting, like we're boycotting Amazon, boycotting Target. Okay. But apparently the F45 voters are boycotting Costco. Okay. So I'm going to send a thank you postcard to Costco asking them to hold the line and stay strong. We support them. So I'm going to send that, which, by the way, I guess there's a boycott. Excuse me. There's a boycott for Walmart. Did you guys say April 7th to the 14th? Let me see. I took pictures somewhere. I take so many pictures of your guys' comments. I think it was April 7th to the 14th. Yep, April 7th to the 14th. Okay, so if you want to put that on your calendar, it's a week-long national Walmart boycott. I don't really need to put it on my calendar because I don't shop there. But, and I know some people don't have a choice, and that's okay. Just do the best you can. Maybe that week, or maybe you go stock up on the 6th and then don't shop there again until the 15th, which is basically what everybody else is doing. So see if you could do that if you live in a small town, and just see if you could plan ahead enough that you wouldn't have to shop. But don't worry if, everybody's just doing the best they can. Okay. I every once in a while I pop into Hobby Lobby. But I'm very limited in what I'm doing. Like I'm very specific. Yesterday I went, oh, I wish I had my bag with me. Um, I'll have to show you. Yesterday I went to Home Goods, which I'm also not choosing to shop at that often, but I had a gift card and I ended up only buying something from a minority owned business. So I was really happy about that. So I thought, okay, if I'm going to do this, then I was happy to be able to find something. Let me show you what I found. I'll be right back. This is a bit of an unboxing because I haven't taken it out of the wrap yet. So, did you guys know that Home Goods sells stones? Look at this thing. This is selenite. Look at that. It was 20 bucks. It was $20. And it is from a minority owned business. And I don't see the tag on here, but they had a whole bunch of different selenite. Oh, here, this one. And then I bought this bowl because it's a selenite bowl. How amazing is that? Because then you can put your crystals on there. And my understanding is, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. My understanding is if you have the selenite, that cleanses your crystals. It re-energizes them. It gets rid of negative energy. That's what I've been hearing from people. So I'm taking everybody's word for it. So I haven't looked that up. But look at this thing. It's so heavy. It was 20 bucks. So, and there's a woman who owns a company in California. Okay, so this says selenite is a beautiful mineral with a moonlight glow. It's a translucent white crystal with a smooth, glassy surface. Some folks even carve selenite into delicate shapes. And this was made in Morocco. It doesn't say this on this card, but all over the other, maybe this one wasn't specifically. All over the other selenite, and this one doesn't have one of these cards. It would say from a minority owned business in California. So maybe this one wasn't. Darn. So anyways, I tried. Let's see. Well, it says made in Morocco. Info at lasart.net. So it's a small business because there's a phone number on here. Oh, Atlas Art Minerals. So maybe Atlas Art Minerals, maybe something to look up. So www.atlasart.net. Anyway, so that's from them. So pretty cool. So I like that idea. Of the selenite, just having the crystals on the selenite. So like if I get new ones or, get a new necklace or something. Okay. So postcards. I also am really digging the Tell the Truth postcards. That doesn't feel so. I felt pretty rude the other day with the ones I sent. I tried to tone it down, but like I sent a "You're fired" to F45, which was fine. That one I didn't bother me, but anyways, it doesn't matter. But I do like the Tell the Truth. And so I think I'm going to be sending a bunch of postcards that say "Tell the Truth" for anyone who I don't feel like is telling the truth. So, I just think that's a really nice message because we are done being gaslit. We're done. We can see right through it. And a lot of people, due to unfortunate circumstances, are waking up. Okay. And I just think they need to, I just really like that value to say to politicians, tell the truth, tell the truth, tell the truth. Just keep telling the truth. We need the truth, Any other postcards you guys are thinking about sending? So I also watched Cliff Cash again. I talked about him yesterday. They did a protest in front of the Heritage Foundation yesterday. Again, he's a little direct, let me say, and he's a little bit of a bully, But I don't know. I feel like, if he's the voice, he's a little bit of a bully for sure. Um, but I don't know that we cannot be like I don't know that we cannot be bullies right now, to be honest. And so if others want to take that reign for us, it would be very, like, it was hard for me to send some postcards that felt a little bully-ish, even though they really probably weren't that bad. That's probably why that energy for me. And so anyway, so they did a Heritage Foundation protest, which was amazing. There's a hashtag now that they're using called We Are the Flood. And I love that. And I want to show you, I just created a mug for our shop that I'm going to put up in the next couple days. But he has a website now called donaldlovesvladimir.com. So that's Cliff's. So if you want to take a look at that, I will actually put that down below as well. So donaldlovesvladimir.com. So if you want to pay attention to where the protests are that he's leading, that would be a way to do that. But if you want to start using hashtag We Are the Flood, I like that. And the reason I like it so much is because it comes from that saying, alone we are a drop, together we are the ocean. And so I actually really like the idea right now of the flood. So I found this image and I just think it's so beautiful. And so I'm going to put this on a mug, a sticker, and a button. And so if anybody's interested, we'll have those up in the shop. I'll post it when it's ready. Alone we are a drop, together we are a flood. The reason I like the flood for this community isn't that image awesome? I just love it. The reason I like the flood is because for this community, it's like a floodlight. It's like flooding the zone, flooding it with light, So together, alone, we are a drop of light. So you can think of it that way too. Together, we are a flood. So really cool. I love that. So, okay. So let's look at, actually, I had one more person to mention. We'll have that conversation tomorrow, I think. Okay. So that's more of more of a deeper conversation, which I wanted to have for the March energy today. So, okay. So let's just review a little bit about where we're at for March and see how you're doing. Okay. So it is the 17th of March, St. Patty's Day. Woo! St. Patrick's Day. Sorry, I shouldn't say Patty's. St. Patrick's Day. Do you guys ever watch Stephen Colbert? My favorite thing he ever does is when he's standing here and then he just walks off stage like this. He goes off camera and then he comes back and then he might go this way. It's so funny. Look at it. Goes. Anyways, that's pretty funny. Stephen Colbert. He's one of my faves. Okay, so let's see. March energies. So a reminder of what the 6 messages were. And if you want to watch more of a breakdown of these messages that we used oracle cards. And so our spirit guides gave us additional messages, which then you could interpret. Like I wrote down what felt right to me. But the idea of this is that you would write down what felt right to you when we do those decoding sessions, okay? I'm going to do another one tonight. This is going to be the last 3 for March. Hopefully in April we'll get to it a little sooner. Since I was sick, we got a little behind. But so the first message for March was level up high. The second message was ride the wave. I've actually been seeing that quite a bit from other channels, which is interesting. Ride the wave has come up in other places. Tidal wave incoming. Okay, tidal wave incoming. Number 4 was keep light. And I'm going to tell you what I wrote down for each of these. Keep light. Number 5 was slow Jack, which we were able to decode that was Jack Smith they were talking about, who has come up quite a bit in the pendulum messages over the last 2 weeks. Jack Smith was the person who was prosecuting F45 for the document situation. I believe that's the one he was for the document, taking the documents to his home after the presidency. I mean, and now he's taken them again, by the way. So what's in those documents? Number 6 was sight in view. Sight in view. Okay, I haven't asked the pendulum for the last 3. I'm going to do that today. And then we'll do the video tonight. So come join us at 7 p.m., which is not live, by the way. It's just I premiere the video so you guys have a chance over here in the chat to talk to each other if you want to. You can always talk in the comments, but it's not quite as fun as the chat is because you can talk directly to each other in the chat. So, okay, so level up high. This is just a reminder of what they want us to do. Again, this is how I interpreted the cards, okay? And at the end of this video, I will post those 2 for you, okay? The decoding videos. Okay, level up high was the message to me was to go within. Your light can lead the way. Step over fear to courage. So when you're stepping over fear, that equals courage. And embrace change and grow. So those were messages for March, okay? Ride the wave. Some additional messages we got from that was entire life orientation is shifting. Can anybody applaud to that? Any truth to that right now, you guys? Entire life orientation is shifting. You are being granted refuge, respite, and shelter from the storms of struggle and doubt. The unraveling of the struggle and pain now happens through tenderness and a gentler approach. So I really felt like that's where we're going. And I think that's amazing. I think that's so amazing that they're starting, that we as spiritual beings having an earthly experience are starting to get to the point where we're done with struggle and doubt, and that we can unravel that. We don't need to have struggle and pain anymore. And we will go there by having a gentler, more tender approach. So more love is the other last message of this was more love is rushing towards you like a cosmic tsunami. Remember, the message was ride the wave. So this was a card we got. More love is rushing towards you like a cosmic tsunami. You will struggle to the extent that you hold on to what has been, And you guys know that we've been talking about this. It's the year of the snake. It's also a 9-year. Both are representative of shedding. A snake sheds its skin. It doesn't look back. It sheds the old stuff. It doesn't wonder why it's shedding. It just sheds it because it knows it's not good for it. So it sheds, okay? This is the year of the snake. And I'll remind those when I pulled oracle cards to set my intentions for the year. And the first card I pulled was release the old elder snake. That was the first card I pulled. That was even before I realized it was the year of the snake, I think. I don't think I realized that yet. Okay, so you will only struggle to the extent that you hold on to what has been. All right? They are asking us to shift our entire life orientation right now. Okay? All right. Tidal wave incoming. Tidal wave incoming. That was a message for March. You're called now to look with new eyes, hear with new ears, and feel in new ways. There's an interconnected entanglement in our world that's not simply cause and effect, and you cannot make sense of it with your rational brain, okay? We've got to feel. We've got to feel through tenderness and a gentler approach, okay? Number 4, keep light. It's time to see and accept the bigger picture of your current reality. That was a card we pulled that gave us that message, Okay. Keep light. It's time to see. You can see better when things are light, right? And accept the bigger picture of your current reality. Bigger picture. That's what I'm doing here, going over this stuff. This is bigger picture stuff. This is higher perspective. Okay. And I love sitting here. I love sitting in the higher perspective. Yes, I go to the weeds. I'm on YouTube. I go to the weeds. All right. That's this stuff. The postcards, the Heritage Foundation protests, the stuff on Tabitha, Speaks Politics. That's the weeds. We're here to look from a higher perspective. Okay. Keep light. We're entering a lighter phase of life. I love that. Surrender and release what no longer serves you. Same messaging. Surrender and release what no longer serves you. Healing in society is needed, so it's time to speak openly. It's time to speak openly. Unconditional love, unconditional self-love is needed. And then keep light. They did have me use the inner effing peace deck. Inner effing peace deck. And I was laughing so hard, man. They gave us a card. I put it away already, but they gave us a card that said, bye-bye. I'm going to swear here. It said, bye-bye, dumbass bullshit. And it did. The card said, bye-bye, dumbass bullshit. And then it was on an orange suitcase, which I didn't even notice. You guys were commenting on it. It didn't even pick that up at first. Isn't that hilarious? So keeping light is finding some laughter and joy right now too. Okay, we've got to do that. Number 5, slow jack. I had asked the SGs using the dowsing rods. Okay, that's the yes and no questions I can ask them. If that was related to Jack Smith, and they said yes. So slow jack meant that he's slow because he has an opportunity, but he needs to make sure he communicates clearly and so that we trust him. Okay. So he has an opportunity. He needs to communicate clearly. Those are the 3 cards we got. Okay. Telling us more about that. Then they also gave us 3 cards that said boundaries. So there's boundaries as to what he can do. Of course, he's taking a risk and he's gathering all the support he needs. So those were the 3 other that we got. Okay. Then we got number 6 is sight in view. Sight in view. Ask, these were cards again. What is the highest good for all? How can I serve? So sight in view. So you want to ask, that's something you can ask your inner self, your intuition, the source, God, Christ, whatever feels right to you. What is the highest good for all and how can I serve? Okay. So that's what we're talking about frequently on this channel. My way of serving right now is paying attention to some of the weeds. I like writing the postcards. I'm not showing up to the protest yet. My intuition's not calling me to do that. Yours might be. So we are not following each other. We are following our inner guidance. Okay. When you ask, what is the highest good for all and how can I serve? The way you serve will be different than anybody else. And you follow that. We don't judge each other for how we're doing that. We support each other. We also admit when we screw up. Like yesterday, I was like, oh, I sent those postcards and I felt like crap. So then I cut, cleared, canceled, cut the cords. And we're talking about that. We're making mistakes. Yes, we do. We're human. We make mistakes. Okay. But we follow our own inner guidance. Okay. So trying less and less and less and less and less and less and less to judge. Okay. It's very, very hard when you've been doing it your whole life, So we're just, it's something our brains just do it. I don't know I don't think that's just me. I think it's our brains that, we're just taught, there's this way and then there's this way and our way is better. I don't know if that's our egos or whatever, but so it's always going to be a work in progress for me, but okay. So so you ask, what is the highest good and how can I serve? Highest good for all and how can I serve? Life is renewing itself was another message under sight in view. Community, no matter your position in the group, your presence is needed. Isn't that amazing? I just love this decoding thing. So if you have oracle cards, it is such a great way. If your pendulum's working for you, you can get the pendulum message first and then use the oracle cards to give you more information. It's amazing. So the last one was sight and view. Community was the message. Community. No matter your position in the group. So we got to let the ego go. No matter your position in the group. We're all in different positions in all different groups, right? So no matter your position in the group, your presence is needed. Your presence is needed. That's a good message for me because I'm always like, I think as an Aries, I always take a leadership role. It's been that way my whole life. And if I'm not in a leadership role, I've been taught. I had to spend 5 years not in a leadership role towards the end of my career where I was in a leadership role my whole life. And I really had to learn how to sit back. I really had to learn how to do it. Wasn't easy. So your presence is needed. Let it burn. It needs to burn was the next question. Sight in view. Let it burn. What do you think that means? Let it burn. It needs to burn. And a lot of us have been talking. I got this sense right away after the election, after Kamala lost. I got the sense right away that this needed to happen this way. I have a video on it like a week after the election. I was like, oh, maybe this is what needed to happen so that more people can get to the truth of things. Okay. And there are so many things that are happening right now that would have never happened. We need to let it burn and trust that it's burning the way it needs to burn and that it'll be built back up. It'll be built back better. Okay. All right. Message for today. I hope that was helpful. I really like doing those reviews. I really don't like repeating I'm never a fan of like repeat. But when it comes to the big picture, and especially during stuff that's hard, like right now, it's helpful for me. Like I need to hear that again, hear it again. So at least once a week, I like going over that big picture. So, okay, here is the pendulum message for today. I did ask again for the collective, actually a message for our highest good from all of our spirit guides. Okay. So it's not just from my spirit guides. Okay. This was the message. They have 2 messages. Win today, love. So I like how they spell it. Like they could have just said love wins today. Because that's really what they meant. I asked my SGs, love wins today is really the message. How amazing is that? Love wins today. And then they said, keep faith. Keep faith. Okay. Love wins today. How amazing. Have you guys ever seen Venia from my NDE from A to Z? That I'll post her channel below. She really brings a lot of stuff. It's amazing how I want to start doing it too. I'm going to start doing it the way she does it, is bring everything back to love. Bring everything back to love. This needed to happen, and the result came from love. So even when hard things happen to people, it's happening because of love. That's how she sees it. And I just love that. I love that perspective. So love wins today. Love wins today. Oh, the other thing I just read in my journal, actually, I was reading over last month, we did Dissolve the Rise of Conscious Anger. And one of the things Venia, I think it's Venia. It's spelled Venia, but she pronounces it Venia. I wrote in my book, this right down here in the corner, and I remember she said that. She said 45 is a spiritual test. So F45 is a spiritual test. If you are disgusted, you passed. I almost feel like I need to ask her if I can put that on a mug. I wouldn't put that on a mug without asking her, but isn't that amazing? She just said that randomly. F45 is a spiritual test. If you're disgusted, you passed. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oracle deck. I'll list it below if you want to check it out using our affiliate link. I love this deck. I did get it from somebody in the community, so it has great energy for that. I love that. I mentioned the other day, wouldn't it be fun to have like a community of light workers? Well, we're all going to be light workers. We're all going to be light workers after all this debacle in the next decade or so. And if we go into the golden future. And yeah, we should have like a big library of oracle cards that people can just use. I mean, you'd have to cleanse them and do all that, but we could have it. The whole bookcase could be selenite. I can come up with some crazy ideas. The whole bookcase could be selenite, and so they would just clear every time, and then you would just take, it would be like every oracle deck there ever was in a library for anybody to use. That'd be amazing. Okay, so I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides and guardians, and ask Archangel Michael to please protect this channel so it's only of the light. Amen. Hey, you guys. So could you please tap into the collective here again, all of the spirit teams, and tell us for our highest good what message you have for, and really I usually ask, they usually want to pull a card that has to do with the message today. So what else would you like to say about love wins today and to keep faith? Is there a crystal you would like us to use? Love wins today and keep faith. Why did you want me to pull this deck? I'm not feeling anything. You guys got any messages? Nothing's popping. Any messages at all? Wow, okay, there we go. I'm only going to do that one because that took a while. All right. Let me just see. I have it turned upside down. Let's see. Is this the card you want us to read today? Yes. Okay, are there any others in the deck? No. Okay. All right. So what is it? Oh, turquoise. I don't have any turquoise. That's okay. We'll see what the message is. Leadership qualities, clear communication, prosperity, and success. Okay. So love wins today. Keep faith. Clear communication. That was something that was in the March message, right? What was that? It was, now's the time to stand, something like that. Oh, healing in society is needed, so it's time to speak openly. Clear communication. It's time to speak openly. So just see how what this means to you. There's other messages here. And then I'm going to read, this time we've got, this book is amazing because it gives you a lot of information. But let's see what messages it has and see how it resonates with you. Turquoise. Turquoise, where are you? It's broken down actually by sections. So you have to kind of buzz through here and find there it is, turquoise. Okay. Let me just take a quick drink. Okay. Let's see. Turquoise is sometimes called the campaigner's stone. What? Because it will bring strength and leadership to those protecting the environment or taking peaceful action to protect human rights. Oh my God. What? I gotta get myself some turquoise. Wearing it as a necklace will help calm nerves if you have to speak in public. Working on balancing the throat chakra It helps you express yourself effectively and clearly, communicate any repressed feelings that may be holding you back from your true potential. That's awesome. I think that's enough. I think that really connected really well with the messages, especially from the March energy that we read off. So, all right. It's amazing about the campaigning. I think they mentioned that. So, all right, you guys have an amazing day, and hopefully you'll join us tonight at 7 p.m. when we decode the last 3 messages for March. So I'm excited to see what they are. I don't even know what they are yet. So I'll let you know then. All right, have a good one. Bye-bye. Happy St. Patrick's Day.